In the last 5 years, Venezuela's state-run economy has shrunk by nearly half. Hyperinflation triples the prices of goods every month and has driven millions abroad to escape increasing poverty at home. Chronic food and medicine shortages have undercut the heavily subsidized programs for the poor instituted by former President Hugo Chavez and continued by his successor Nicolas Maduro. With discontent growing even among Chavista supporters, there are increasing expectations that the Venezuelan people are ready for change.
I do think at the very beginning, because the Venezuelan people have suffered so much, they're going to be willing to give a lot of political capital to the new leadership to do a lot of these changes.
That is, if opposition-led efforts succeed to force Maduro out after he banned opponents in last year's election. The U.S. and other countries have recognized Juan Guaido, president of Venezuela's National Assembly, as interim leader. A U.S. allied government in Caracas would likely accept international aid that Maduro is blocking, along with loans in exchange for privatizing state-controlled industries and cutting government subsidies. Fighting inflation by cutting social programs and price controls will likely be the top priority, a move that economists say could actually help the poor by allowing the free market to work.
The moment you move from very high inflation to low inflation, the first thing that you see is a dramatic reduction in poverty rates.
Privatizing Venezuela's state-owned oil and gas company, PDVSA, could greatly increase revenue, especially after the U.S. eases oil sanctions. The company has seen production drop by 2/3 in the last decade due to a crumbling infrastructure and gross mismanagement.
These are things that, in principle, could get off the ground relatively quickly for Venezuela to restart its oil production, or at least, recoup some of its oil production, which has been falling dramatically.
The next government in Caracas would likely seek to restructure its debts to creditors like China and Russia and end free oil shipments of an estimated 50,000 barrels per day to Cuba, all key allies of Maduro. Brian Padden, VOA News, Washington.